How long were you deployed for the first time you went out?
3 months.
3 months, and then you
Yeah.
came back, and that was the whole time you were in Germany.
No, no, no. We flew to Germany commercially, and we left Germany and went to the base was called TQ. It's in Iraq. They call it TQ because nobody can pronounce the real name. It's got a T and a Q in it somewhere. And we were there for besides when we went to mission, we were there. That was the funny thing about it is that base now is overrun. That's one of the bases that when you heard when they did the big withdrawal or whatever
Right.
last year. So basically everything me and the guys I was there with,
Uh huh.
what we did was all for naught.
Is that the one that the ISIS took over, or
Yeah, well, just the
Taliban?
Taliban. Yeah,
Taliban.
they
Okay.
took over everything we gained while I was there.
Yeah.
Has been taken back by.
I saw that. I saw how like a lot of the work that went into all of that and all those missions there that went on. It pretty much it ended up being the same thing, overrun by the same. You know.
Yeah, it was a big hit to the veteran community, because a lot of us lost friends and all that over there for
For
basically nothing. And regardless of everybody has their opinion about the war. Oh, it was for oil. Oh, it was for this, that, and the other. We are
yeah.
the reason the majority of the people that went over there was for the people back here and for the innocent people over there because it's really easy to say what a war is for and what we're doing over there if you've never been there.
Yeah. Yeah. I see a lot of people are. They have like you said, everybody has their own opinions, but nobody knows the real truth except the ones that have experienced it. You know.
Right. So.
And it's hard to speak on something you've never experienced. You
Right.
know.
Right.
I feel like you've been there, you've experienced it, you've seen what you had to do, and the people that you lost and everybody else that was involved. Like those, I feel are the people that can speak on it.
Yeah.
I never really spoke on it, but I've listened. I've been the guy in the back that just kind of listens, and gets gets to experience people's different opinions on it, But
Yep.
I like to hear it from somebody that was there firsthand, you know. Um, so when you were there, was it that you guys take it from the Taliban? Like that?
No. Previously, by the time I rotated there, they had already the the war and that basically it was a FOB is what they called it. It's a
Hmm.
forward operating base. So, I was in aviation, so the real ground pounders went out there and they took that base and set it up for us.
Mm.
For the aviation to come in to be, we would operate out of that base and fly into the combat zone. So,
Okay. Okay, I got
but
it.
there, and then it was we one night we had a suicide bomber try to get on base, and all the way they set up these entrances to the bases is like a chicane. I mean, it's like a maze. So you got to go back and forth, and go through a machine gun nest and all kinds of stuff to get on base. So they would never make it on base. They get
It's not like the movies where there's just two doors that open and you
no,
run straight through,
no. There's a bunch of barricades and then a couple of pissed off Marines with a 50 cal just waiting to light somebody up.
Yeah.
So it was you would and then the first time you're there, they would shoot mortars over the wall. Like you walk around base, and there'd be craters the size of this building where they would have been shooting mortars over the wall.
Gee.
And they would do, you would have an incoming alarm, like it'd be like an air raid siren that you hear in the movie.
So like the whole time you're up there is just like, is it like nonstop gunfire? Is it nonstop bombs going off? Is it like?
Yeah, they would, my job was pretty safe where I worked in aviation. I mean, but you would hear there was constant, like we would constantly shoot mortars, not mortars, but we had howitzer cannons,
Mm-hmm.
which are just huge freaking cannons that can shoot a couple of miles. And they were like 2 miles away from where our hangars and stuff were
Uh
at,
huh.
but they're so massive. When they went off, it was just like a shock wave would just go through the base. It was nuts. They're huge, but and it there was a lot of people that did a lot harder jobs than what I did. So
Let me ask you the famous question. What was the scariest experience that you experienced on any of your deployments?
Hmm.
Was there anything that was like, geez, like what the hell am I doing here, type deal?
Yeah, we had a guy come on base, or no. So while you're over there, they some of the locals, like the civilians, will work on base.
Mm-hmm.
And they're vetted or whatever. But one night, it's hard. It's hard to tell who's friendly and who isn't friendly.
Mm.
So one night, a guy snuck on base and started blowing up helicopters, and that was pretty crazy. But I
And
mean,
that's when your section too, ain't it?
yeah.
You would work, so it could have
So
easily been something that you were involved in.
right, right. But
Wow.
no one got hurt except that guy. He's not with us anymore. But that was probably the craziest thing.